In QuickBooks, you can set up as many users as you would like, but as we discussed in the last session, only the number of licenses you have will determine the number of simultaneous users that can be in a company at the same time. The way to create new users is to go to the company drop-down menu and select Setup Users and Passwords, then select Setup Users. You will notice that when you first create a company file, the only user will be the admin or administrator as indicated here. Bear in mind, QuickBooks always creates an administrator, and this user can never be deleted and their rights can never be altered. The reason for this is at least one user has to have rights to everything, and these rights are given to the administrator. The only thing you can change is what you want to call the administrator and the password you want to assign to the administrator, as demonstrated when you click the Edit User button and go into the Change User Password and Access window. There is also a challenge question and question you can pose in case you forget the password for the administrator. In terms of creating and or editing new or existing users, only an administrator can perform such tasks. So let's go ahead and create a new user. By clicking on the Add User button, the following screen comes up, which prompts you to put in the name. Let's say the new username is Joe, and then put in a password, say 1234, and then confirm the password. Then click the Next button. The screen that comes up next provides you with three choices as it relates to the new user. The first choice would give the new user access to all areas and in effect make them like an administrator. The third choice is the external accountant option, providing the user with near administrative rights except for sensitive areas such as credit card numbers. The second choice is your most likely scenario where you can assign selective areas to the new user. Let's pick this one by highlighting the radio button and selecting the Next button. What will happen now is you will be taken through several screens, 10 to be exact, which represent the different functional areas you can grant a user access to. The type of functions that relate to each area are indicated in the first section of each area. For example, in this area for sales and accounts receivable, the functions include entering invoices, sales receipts, receiving payments, etc. Within each area, you can provide no access, full access, or selective access in terms of whether the user can create transactions, create and print, or create transactions and create reports. Once you've chosen what level of access you want to provide to the user for the given area, then you click on the Next button and the next area comes up. So I'm just going to pick one of the choices for each area, and then at the end there will be a matrix summarizing my choices. In this example, I've only given the user access to create sales and accounts receivable. Once you're done, then just click the Finish button. Sometimes you're not sure to what extent you should grant permissions to a new user, so you may have to do some trial and error to figure out if your choices meet your needs. You can edit a user as often as you want by just selecting the user and clicking on the Edit button and changing the setup choices previously completed. To delete a user, simply click on the Delete button and you will be prompted with the Are you sure window? If you are sure, then click Yes, otherwise click No.